Hi everybody, my name is Tasneem Joseph and this is my week 1 analysis of our tool review. I chose MindMeister because I had never used any mind mapping software or applications before, and on top of that, I've never made a mind map. So this would be a completely new experience for me, and I was excited to learn about the software, how it worked, and how to make mind maps. So completely new experience. So this is a projection tool. So you would use it to help organize your thoughts and help really craft and create your story before you actually start writing it. Whether it's a presentation or a short story, this would be a really good tool to use to help keep you focused and on point. Yes, so that you're able to store what you're creating as well as be able to share it online across different social networks. So yes, you do need to make an account to be able to use it. So there are 4 tiers for the different types of accounts that you can use with the site. The first tier, which is free, it's called the basic tier. And what that means is that you basically don't have to pay anything. It's very standard. You get to make 3 mind maps and you get customer support if you need assistance with that as well. Now, there are paid upgrades. There are 3 paid upgrades. The second tier is the personal tier. It costs $4.99 and you get extra features like being able to import photos to your mind map to make it a little bit more visual. And you also get to make unlimited mind maps, and there's also PDF export as an option as well. So the third tier is the pro tier. This is better suited for teams. It includes everything that the previous 2 accounts have, but it also has additional features like being able to export to PowerPoint accounts, which is really useful if you're working with a larger scale presentation or something similar. And the fourth and last tier is called the business tier. It is $12.49 a month. It includes everything that the previous tiers have, as well as extensive reporting features and also the capability to have multiple admins, which is really good for larger teams as well as small business settings who are working on the same mind map or multiple mind maps at the same time. So mind maps are really good for centering your thoughts before writing an article or a story, whether it's long or short. They're really awesome for preparing for a presentation. A lot of times you have different elements and different thoughts and different pictures and images that you want to kind of just incorporate and see them all objectively. So mind map really helps you to organize those different elements and to be able to know where you want to put them in the presentation. And mind maps are also really great for crafting the content for a creative campaign that you may be working on or may want to work on. So let's say, for instance, if you have multiple social media accounts and you want to craft the story a little bit differently for each one, you can use a mind map to keep you on pace and organize and focus on the variables of each story for that particular social media account. I think that the ability to export through Microsoft apps such as Word and PowerPoint are really important as well as it's essential because it's important to have convenience and to be able to have that time factor taken away. I know for me, when I'm working on projects, the last thing that I want to worry about is having to export and then put it in another application because I have to convert the file over just to be able to use it where I need it to go. So being able to export it to the location that you need right away is really important for convenience and also just minimizing stress for the person who's making the mind map. So I would recommend the ability to export in the basic tier, mainly so because when I think of my own experience, students like myself, if we're working on a project that's for a particular class, or if we may not really need it that often or on a regular basis, it's really important to be able to have that convenience factor again and to be able to export it then and there because I've actually used websites where I wasn't able to export it or download it. And because of that reason and because it was so frustrating, I just found a whole nother site that allowed me to use that function that I was looking for in the free version. And I think being able to provide that ease and that accessibility will encourage those users to keep using your product. And the longer they use it, the more they'll be inclined to actually upgrade down the line, especially if they find value without it upsetting or frustrating them in their process with it being their first time using it. So that's what I would suggest for the next upgrade. So I've never used a mind map before. I've only read about them in my creative presentation class, and I always thought that they were something that was very exciting to do, but because this is my first time experiencing it or having firsthand experience with it, I unfortunately don't have anything to compare it to. So, but what I've seen so far of this website, I do like the ease. I do like the design. I like how inviting it looks. When you see it, when you open it and make your account, you want to use it. It's not something that you have to like gear your brain and prepare yourself to do it because you know that you need this tool. No, it's fun and it's exciting, and it kind of reminds me of the cartoons that I used to watch when I was a little kid. So I love that this particular site is just so inviting and so easy to use, and I think that anyone else who tries MindMeister will agree with me.